All right, welcome back. We're going to switch our conversation now and talk about something that's very important to especially millennials. I like to believe I'm a millennial, even though I don't want to talk about my age. We're going to be talking about side hustles and how important they are. I think everybody has one these days. And we have one not necessarily because we want, but we kind of have to because it's kind of generation we live in now. And one job is never really enough. I have here with me Blondie, who's the CEO of Bath Candy. Thanks for being here today. Yeah. And Brian Oji, MD in Version Strategy and Training. Thanks for coming. For those who might be watching who are not sure about what a side hustle is, let's just be clear on that. It's what you do on the side besides your main job, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. For some people, the side hustle sometimes becomes the main hustle even.
Yeah.
You know, how many side hustles do you have? Let's start with that.
I don't have a side hustle.
Okay.
I have a main hustle. That's
Okay.
it.
Was that your side hustle at any
No.
point? Okay.
No, funny enough, it wasn't.
Why don't you have a side hustle?
I don't know. I like to focus on one thing and give it my all. And I just find that with a side hustle, you tend to diversify your interests.
Okay.
And you're never really excellent at any one. You're just doing things, right? But I feel like when you focus on one thing, then you're able to give it your best. And if that's literally your bread and butter, then you will make sure that you make things happen.
Do you agree?
Well, I had a side hustle that became
your main hustle.
That became a main hustle. So
because what were you doing and what was the side hustle?
I was working in a company where we were training graduates on employability skills.
Okay.
And then my side hustle at the time was to help people write business plans and business proposals at all. So that soon grew, or so I thought, and that became the main hustle. So that was the story then. Although that company, I think I left my real job very quickly. And so I had to learn the hard way how to grow a business from the scratch eventually. But talking about having a side hustle, I was one of those people.
Yeah.
And unapologetically so, to the extent to which it didn't clash with my responsibilities, because even at the job, there was never a time when I was needed for something and I wasn't present. And the job had a time. Also, we had an agreed time. So at the end of that time, at 5 p.m., I had my time to do whatever it is I wanted to do. And even if my boss demanded something from me over the weekend or during a public holiday, I made sure I delivered.
Yeah.
But it was a bit impractical at the time for me to just have that one job.
Impractical because of the source of income.
Okay.
Did your boss know about the side hustle?
Yes.
Or you couldn't tell him? Or he just kind of knew?
So I think she figured out. And
but it wasn't a problem.
She never really complained. And interestingly, today, let's come to present day. Today I have employees, all right, and they have a side hustle, and I'm aware. now I'm aware. I was talking to one of them over the weekend. There was something I needed her to help me get done, and then she was not able to help me get it done because she had to attend to her other job. And I was trying to educate her on how to ensure that it never ever clashes.
Yeah.
But I'm aware they have a side hustle.
Yeah. I was going to ask you that as well. I mean, since you're not a huge fan of side hustles, you obviously have staff.
Yeah.
Do they have side hustles? And if they do you know if they come to tell you about it, is this something you would sort of discourage?
Well, they do. I know they do because before you're hired, you kind of have to declare. So it's not necessarily a problem if you have a side hustle. It's the discipline to keep them separate.
Yeah.
So if I'm paying you from 9 to 5, give me my 9 to 5 and then do your side hustle after that. And I think with what you said, it's the discipline.
Yeah,
a lot of people don't have that discipline. So you find people during a regular work day doing their side hustle and then the main hustle is suffering.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the issue that I have. Not
I know
necessarily.
you say 9 to 5. I mean, there's sometimes when something comes up at like, I don't know, 8:30, and you quickly send an email. You're like, oh, please, can you quickly help me? And then it's like, but I'm doing this event planning that I do on the side now.
I mean,
is that a problem?
Well, no, because you also have to recognize that employees have lives as well. But I think within reason, you should be able to make sure that at least. So, for instance, you're a PA. You literally work as long as your boss is working. So, if your boss knows you have a side hustle, there are many things that, like for instance, me, there are many things that I would do because I know my PA is doing something else, right? So, I'm understanding in that sense. But if I give you at least advance notice, we need you on, I don't know, Sunday nights, and then you're unavailable because you're planning an event, that's a problem.
Okay. What is a no-no for a side hustle? I know some people say when the side hustle becomes competition, that's a no, isn't it?
If you're doing the same thing that we're doing in the office and using everything I'm teaching you to do, we run a strategy and training company, which is we train on soft skills at all. and you're also training on soft skills on your own, and you're using probably the materials that you got from my office to run your training, that's a problem. If you're using my internet and my
See, so then where do you draw the line?
Exactly. I was gonna say that.
my Uber, what I'm paying for your transition to go ahead to do this, that's a problem. It's a matter of discipline, and I think it puts an extra responsibility of monitoring on the employer.
Right.
Like, I need to know what is being done with my resources.
Right.
We need to know what's being done with the as much as we can, because really some of these things you may not be able to track so well, especially with internet in the office. But to a certain extent, I try to make sure that I know what's going on. But most importantly, I think sharing the vision of your company with your members of staff, so that they understand it to the extent that they can go beyond duty to get whatever it is you want to get done. We have objectives, we want to get it done. So they're very committed to it. And that's what I find in my company. I think they're very committed to what we're trying to do. And they will not allow it to suffer. Whether it's because of a side hustle or because of nonchalance or because of laziness or for any reason, they won't allow what we're trying to do suffer.
I found that your internet talk very interesting because I have a friend who it literally happened to, and he found out last week. So he runs a business, he had a staff who has a passion for music, and one day he'd be making beats.
Oh,
with the internet. He found an entire library of sort of produced music, and it was completely off. So he's saying, okay, this is not necessarily competing with my business because I have nothing to do with entertainment, but at the same time, this is my internet, and this is work time that this is happening at. But he's also never really complained about the guy's work. So is that a problem?
I think honestly, just if you're open, right?
Yeah.
I don't mind supporting you. Now, you using company, resources, that is stealing. You know, like literally, let's call a spade a spade. That is stealing,
even if the guy
right?
is the most productive staff.
It doesn't matter, right? But if I know and I give you the permission, then it's fine. But I need to know because at some point it will become an issue. Yeah. And like I said to him before, you need to, like, where do you draw the line? Like, people always push the boundaries as far as you let them. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, like me, there are times when I will do other things in the office, but I know that means I probably won't sleep at night because I still have to do company work, and that's my company. But if I'm disciplined like that and my staff see that with me, then they'll kind of follow through. Yeah. But I don't think I don't think you can really expect that kind of behavior from everyone. We're humans. We're going to just take the piss when we can. Yeah. That's just the truth.